The Las Vegas Raiders are facing some uncertainty on their defensive line, and with training camp just around the corner, there's growing concern over whether star defensive tackle Christian Wilkins will be ready to play. Wilkins is still recovering from an injury that left him in a walking boot after just 5 games in his first season with the Raiders. With his status up in the air, some are suggesting that the Raiders could make a smart move to bring back a familiar face to shore up the defensive line, Quinton Jefferson. Now, you might be asking, why Quinton Jefferson? Let's break it down. Jefferson, a veteran defensive tackle, is currently a free agent but has deep ties to the Raiders. He played for Las Vegas in 2012, appearing in 17 games where he totaled 4.5 sacks and a career-high 47 tackles. But his time in Las Vegas wasn't just about regular season play. He made an impact in the postseason, contributing 1 sack and 3 tackles in their playoff loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. He's no stranger to playing under high pressure, and that playoff experience could be invaluable to a team like the Raiders. But Jefferson's connection to the Raiders doesn't stop there. He was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks in 2016 under current head coach Pete Carroll, where he spent the first 4 years of his career. In fact, Jefferson returned to play for Carroll in 2022, solidifying a strong professional bond. Over his career, he's also played for the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns, racking up a solid resume with 10 postseason games under his belt. In short, he knows what it takes to perform when the lights are the brightest. What makes Jefferson an even more appealing option right now is his recent history as a reliable pass rusher. Though he's been with multiple teams, including a recent stint with the Cleveland Browns and Buffalo Bills, he still has a knack for getting after the quarterback. In fact, just last season, he posted a career-high 6 sacks with the New York Jets, showcasing that he's far from washed up. With Wilkins out for OTAs and mandatory minicamps, Jefferson's blend of experience, versatility, and productivity could make him the ideal stopgap for the Raiders' defensive line. But Jefferson isn't the only option the Raiders have been considering. There are still a few free agent defensive linemen out there who could step in and contribute. For instance, Linval Joseph, who will turn 37 in October, has been linked to the Raiders. Joseph is coming off a solid year with the Dallas Cowboys, where he racked up 2 sacks and forced a fumble. While he's certainly not the player he once was, Joseph still possesses enough skill to be effective in a limited role, particularly as a mentor for younger players on the defensive line. If the Raiders are looking to add depth and experience without committing to a long-term deal, Joseph could fit the bill. Another intriguing option is Austin Johnson, who also has ties to Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham. Johnson played under Graham during their time together with the New York Giants in 2020 and 2021. Their familiarity with each other could lead to a quick and seamless transition if Johnson were brought in. Johnson is a veteran with a strong work ethic, and his experience would certainly add stability to the Raiders' defensive front, even if his role is more of a temporary one. Of course, there are other free agents available, but the question is, will the Raiders act fast enough to secure the help they need? Wilkins' injury situation is still uncertain, and while the Raiders' defensive line isn't in full-blown crisis mode, it's clear that they could benefit from bolstering their depth. While Jefferson may be the best fit based on his history with the Raiders, his pass-rushing prowess, and his playoff pedigree, it's still possible that another free agent could be a better fit depending on the direction the team decides to go. One thing's for sure, the Raiders cannot afford to wait too long. As the team gears up for the 2025 NFL season, defensive line depth will be critical to their success. Whether it's Jefferson, Joseph, or Johnson, the Raiders need to make a move soon to ensure they're prepared for whatever challenges come their way. Now, let's talk about what you think. Do you think Quinton Jefferson is the right choice to fill the gap on the Raiders' defensive line? Or do you think the team should look elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to hit that like button, share this video with fellow NFL fans, and subscribe for more Raiders updates, player news, and everything NFL. Stay tuned for more.